Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to talk to you about something that's not easy, something that is uncomfortable, something that shakes you to your very core. Tonight, I want to talk to you about sacrificing your old self for greatness. And I need you to listen closely, because what I'm about to say may make you uncomfortable, it may challenge you, and it will demand something from you that you've never been asked to give before. But I promise you, if you hear me tonight and you act, your life will never be the same. You see, most people walk through life holding on to their old selves. They hold on to the habits that keep them small, the thinking that keeps them mediocre, and the fears that keep them caged, and they wonder why they're stuck. They wonder why life doesn't deliver on the promises they were taught to believe. They keep asking, why me? Why now? Why not me? And I'm here to tell you, it's not life that's holding you back, it's you. It's the part of you that's afraid to die to who you were so you can be reborn into who you are meant to become. You have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to walk away from the comfort of the familiar, even when it's holding you back. Because here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort is the quiet voice whispering, you're fine, you don't need to change, you don't need to grow. And if you listen to that voice, if you let that voice guide your life, you will never reach your potential. You will never see the mountain you are meant to climb, the victories you are meant to claim, the life you are meant to live. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you. I'm not here to give you a pep talk and send you home feeling good about yourself. I'm here to tell you that if you want greatness, you must be willing to die to your old self, that old self, the one filled with excuses, the one who doubts, the one who complains, the one who settles for less than they deserve. That self must be sacrificed on the altar of your dreams, and I know that sounds harsh. I know it sounds uncomfortable, but listen to me, my friends. Nothing worth having comes without sacrifice. Nothing worth achieving comes without a price. And if you are not willing to pay that price, you will forever live in the shadow of your own potential. Now, let me be very clear. Sacrificing your old self doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It doesn't mean pretending to be something you're not. It means breaking the chains that keep you trapped in your past. It means looking at your life and saying, I refuse to let yesterday dictate my tomorrow. I refuse to let my failures, my mistakes, my fears define me. I am more than that. I am destined for more than that, and I will rise. I want you to imagine for a moment who you could be if you let go of the old self. Imagine waking up every day without the weight of fear on your shoulders. Imagine walking into a room full of people and carrying with you a confidence that comes from knowing that you are no longer limited by the small thinking that once held you down. Imagine standing at the edge of your dreams, looking out over the life you've always wanted, and knowing that the only thing standing between you and that life is the courage to let go of the person you were yesterday. You see, greatness does not wait for you to be ready. Greatness does not ask for permission. Greatness demands action. Greatness demands courage. Greatness demands sacrifice. And so I'm asking you tonight, if you are serious about your life, if you are serious about your dreams, if you are serious about leaving a legacy, you must be willing to sacrifice the old you, the doubts, the fears, the limitations, the habits that do not serve you. And here's the beautiful part. When you sacrifice that old self, when you let go of the excuses, when you walk away from the comfort of mediocrity, something miraculous happens. Doors begin to open. Opportunities you never imagined start to appear. People you never thought would believe in you start to show up in your life. And most importantly, you begin to see yourself as the person you were always meant to be. You begin to see yourself as capable. You begin to see yourself as unstoppable, but I need to warn you, this path is not easy. Letting go of the old self is painful. It is uncomfortable. It is messy. You will face resistance from the world, from the people around you, and most importantly, from within yourself. There will be moments when you question if you are strong enough, moments when you think you should go back to the safety of the old ways, but in those moments you must dig deep. You must remember why you started. You must remember that every great person you admire has walked this path. They have stared fear in the face. They have sacrificed comfort for courage. They have shed the old self to embrace the greatness within. I want you to think about the person you were 5 years ago. Think about the decisions you made. Think about the dreams you abandoned. Think about the opportunities you let slip through your fingers because you were afraid to step into the unknown. That person cannot live in you anymore. That person cannot define your future. That person must be left behind, and I promise you, when you do, you will feel a freedom that you've never felt before. You will feel a power that you've never experienced before. You will feel a sense of purpose that will drive you forward with unstoppable momentum. Every step away from the old self is a step toward greatness. I want you to feel that deep down in your bones. I want you to let that sink in, because too many people walk through life thinking they can carry their old selves into a new world and expect the new world to work in their favor. But life doesn't work that way. Life responds to change, to courage, to action, and to the willingness to shed the chains of yesterday. Every step away from the old self is not just a small move, it is a declaration. A declaration that you are ready to rise above the limits that once held you. I want you to imagine your old self right now. Picture the version of you that doubts, that procrastinates, that settles for less than what you deserve. Picture the version of you that shrinks in the face of opportunity. That version of you has a name, a face, a voice, and it has been whispering lies to you for years. It has been telling you, you can't, you're not enough, it's too late, you don't deserve it. That voice is familiar, isn't it? It's comfortable, it's easy, it's safe, but it is also deadly to your dreams, to your potential, to the life that is waiting for you on the other side of courage. Every step away from that old self is a step into a new possibility. Every time you refuse to listen to fear, every time you push past procrastination, every time you choose growth over comfort, you are taking a step toward the person you are always meant to become. And it doesn't have to be a giant leap. It can be one small step, just one. One decision to say no to the habits that no longer serve you. One choice to embrace learning instead of excuses. One action to move in the direction of your dreams even when you feel unprepared. I need you to hear this because it is powerful. Greatness is not given, it is earned, and it is earned in the space where the old self meets resistance. It is earned in the moments when you choose not to quit, when you choose not to stay small, when you choose not to hide behind the past. You will not arrive at greatness holding on to yesterday's version of yourself. You cannot carry yesterday into tomorrow and expect a different result. The old self must be left behind, piece by piece, until the person standing in front of you in the mirror is unrecognizable to the version that once doubted, once feared, once settled. And here is the truth. Stepping away from the old self is uncomfortable. It is frightening. There will be days when your old habits scream at you to return. There will be moments when your mind tries to convince you that comfort is safety, that fear is protection. But I want you to know that every time you resist that voice, every time you push past that urge to retreat, you are moving closer to the greatness that has always been waiting for you. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts, that you are bigger than your fears, that you are capable of more than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. Think about the great people you admire. The inventors, the leaders, the artists, the athletes, the entrepreneurs. What do they all have in common? They left something behind. They let go of old thinking. They refused to be limited by the versions of themselves that would have kept them small. Thomas Edison didn't stop after thousands of failures. He stepped away from the old self that would have quit. Oprah Winfrey stepped away from the old self that was told she was unworthy. Michael Jordan stepped away from the old self that missed countless shots. Every step they took away from who they were into who they were meant to become brought them closer to greatness. And I'm telling you, your greatness is no different. It is waiting for you. It is within your reach. But it will not come to the person who clings to the comfort of the old self. It will not show up for the one who makes excuses, who rationalizes, who delays. It will only come to the one who dares to step away. Every decision you make today, every action you take, is either a step toward your old self or a step toward greatness. Which step are you going to choose? I want you to imagine your life 5 years from now. Imagine if you had refused to let go of the old self. Imagine if you had stayed in the patterns that limited you, listened to the voices that doubted you, avoided the risks that scared you. Where would you be? And now imagine if you had taken just one bold step after another to leave the old self behind. Where would you be today if you had started the journey 5 years ago? The truth is, you cannot predict the exact outcome, but you can predict this. You would be further along. You would be closer to your potential. You would be living a life shaped by courage instead of fear. Every step away matters. Every step builds momentum. Every step compounds into transformation. And I want you to understand something else. Leaving the old self behind is not a one-time event. It is not a single dramatic act. It is a continuous process. Every morning you wake up and make choices. You either step toward the old habits or toward the new version of yourself. Every interaction, every decision, every thought, these are opportunities to move closer to greatness or retreat into the familiar comfort of yesterday. And if you choose the step toward greatness, even when it's small, even when it's difficult, even when no one is watching, you are creating the momentum that will carry you forward in ways you cannot yet imagine. And here's the beautiful paradox. As you step away from the old self, you don't lose anything that matters. You gain clarity, you gain freedom, you gain strength. You gain the ability to shape your life on your own terms. You gain the courage to pursue dreams that once felt impossible, and with every step your confidence grows, your vision becomes clearer, your purpose becomes undeniable. The old self whispers, stay where it's safe, but greatness says, step forward anyway. And every time you answer that call, you move closer to the life you were born to live.